Hey everyone, I just wanted to come on here and give a quick update on my final week of training for the Chianti Ultra Trail 120-kilometer race that's coming up next week. So I've really cut out the junk miles and I've just been doing steep vertical and fast road work, and I'll kind of explain what I mean here. So this week I started out with a pretty steep off-trail work day where I did 3 hours with 7,000 feet, but it was on some really steep grades. So I was power hiking and slow jogging up some ridge lines that did and didn't have trails. So 2 ridge lines without trails and 1 with a trail. And I just kind of looped that for 3 hours, and my legs were cooked from that 7,000 feet. They were in a lot more pain than they were in after the almost 11,000 feet on Saturday. Actually, my legs felt pretty good after Saturday. I just hit a road run at 6:55 pace, like 15 miles right after that. Felt fine. Then Monday, did that steep vertical. But after the 7,000 feet, I'll tell you what I mean about doing road work. I went on the treadmill the next day and I did 5 by 2 miles. And I started at like 5:15 pace and went down to like 4:45 pace for the last couple. That was on the treadmill. And then the next day, back on the Y, I did a hybrid road and trail run with Sam and my friend Zach. It was just at a decent pace. I'm feeling pretty confident running on that type of terrain after doing it so often. I'll throw up a clip of that. Okay, just hitting the last rep on another little hybrid Y route today.
Zach's putting together good work. Closing up the training.
Hard road, not much in between right now. So after that, I went back, did another treadmill workout. This time it was 10 by 1 mile, and I did that in trail shoes. I started at 5-minute pace and got a little bit faster. And I was certainly more fatigued on this one, but I felt pretty good overall. First 6 in trail shoes. I just threw on a fresh pair of Norda 5s, which I'm gonna wear for my whole race. And they were feeling good at those paces. So the fit's good. I feel like I'll be fairly well set up for the race. And today I'm doing an easy run. Saturday, I'm gonna do a short long run, maybe 20 miles, 6,000 feet. Keep the intensity pretty high. And I'll be ready for my final week, which will probably just be maybe 1 trail run, the rest road runs. Looking at the course and the competition for the Chianti Ultra Trail, it's gonna be crazy. Like, we've got Jim Walmsley, Killian Jornet, Andreas Retterier, Vincent Boyard, and then a bunch of other people. I looked at the start list, and I'll throw it up here, but I'm like somewhere in the top 10 based on my UTMB index, and I think my UTMB index is maybe even a little higher than it should be. So I'll be looking to basically just enjoy myself, run 75 miles fairly fast, and try to make the most out of my first race of the season. I don't think my ceiling is super high in terms of being able to put out a crazy race performance. I also don't think I don't think that I can do super poorly as well. I mean, I've gotten some road running in, more road running than I've done before most of my trail races, some of which have been flatter than this. So I think it'll go reasonably well, and I'm hoping to start getting consistent races in as the year starts here. So I'll give one more update, hopefully before the race starts, and I'll kind of show what it's like. Tuscany looks like a cool place. Here are a few photos from the race, maybe a little bit of footage, but from what I've seen, it's really a beautiful destination, and it's cool to be able to race there. This year I'm racing with Norda, so I'll be hopefully getting out to a couple races like this and trying to see what I can do. Sometimes I wonder what I'm even doing as far as running goes and how I even got here. And I certainly started out running just hoping to test myself, to try to develop new skills. I certainly never wanted to be the best. I never wanted to compete at the level that I am starting to compete at. But when I registered for the Chianti Ultra Trail, it was certainly not as deep of a field as it is now. And so showing up, hoping to, I'm hoping to get one of those races in where I do kind of line up with some of the best in the sport and find out where I'm at. Now, I think that competing with a couple guys is a lot better in terms of finding out where you're at compared to having a field of like 15, 20 guys. And the reason being is that you don't always have a perfect day. And when there are fewer people in the race, but still a high level of competition, I think that you are more motivated to push through to the finish. And it means a lot more when rallying and coming back means you get passed by one or two guys rather than 10. And so in this race, I'm gonna run just as if there were a couple guys out there, and hopefully it adds to the experience having so many people in the field. But at the end of the day, I just want to finish what I started and see if I have what it takes to run with these guys. I don't think that this race will perfectly validate all the training that I've done, but I do think that it's quite an opportunity that I have stumbled upon. So I'll try my best, and we'll see what happens once the race is over, or at least once we're 50 miles in.